to finally get a chance to speak with you guys. The first time I had a chance to even see you guys live, of course, was Ozfest, which was last year. And as
Oh,
much as there were so many great artists that were performing in that lineup, it seemed like everybody was coming to see you guys because I mean, that street filled up and you guys tore it up for what I consider a short set. And then, of course, we were at a holiday party together. We had a chance to finally talk. We kept saying, we got to do this interview. We finally get to do this. I got to say, man, congratulations on your success, not just because you guys are a band that does it on its own, but really when it comes to sound, look, everything else, even the name of your group, everything to me is original. Everything is all about yourselves and it's all about the fans, giving them real music, real entertainment.
Thank you
absolutely.
very
Thank
much.
you.
That's a lot.
Oh, hey, when it comes to you guys, it is a lot because I did not know what to expect when I saw you guys getting together. And when you hit the stage and I got a chance to introduce you guys and you performed, it was like the wow factor. There's so many questions. I know we don't have a lot of time, but how did you guys come up with this? And people who don't know that you guys are siblings too.
We are siblings, yes.
I think
Interpret
it's
that as you will. There's a lot of clashing. There's a lot of we get along, we know each other well, but there's also we're still siblings at the end of the day.
How did this all come about growing up? I mean, the love of music, who figured out who was the first like really loving a certain sound? Who got the other into it? Like I want to hear about this story.
it was kind of like, you know, like, as kids, we both, played music. Our parents, it's like the classic, like, keep your kids out of trouble, just keep us busy. I think they never imagined we were gonna like, take it to this level. But it was like, oh, let's, like have some like musical instruments and, play around the house kind of thing. And I think that same, the problem is we never lost that energy as toddlers to go crazy and like play music. So that has maintained until now. So maybe that's why we're really a live band because we've maintained that excitement from like when we were playing like in our parents' living rooms. And like this like angsty, like just like play as loud as we possibly can and like just go for it. So yeah, maybe that's the explanation. I don't know. So it's like the band that has been around since we were like you know toddlers.
Yeah. I think also like our parents, like we're the first generation in the family tree to pursue music or arts really. And I mean, our grandparents had a little bit of that flair, but I feel like we don't take a second of it for granted. It's not like a given we're gonna be in music or something. So it's all like every show, every song we get to record, it's just such a gift. And we take it as much fun as we have, we take it very seriously. It's our number one passion. We're not really good at anything else. So it's like this or bust.
But
But
you guys take the old school glam look stage shows of say the Alice Coopers or Lady Marmalade to like what Lady Gaga is doing these days too. Where did you guys figure out that stage performance look becomes so important? Because to be quite honest, a lot of artists don't do it. I mean, I think of Parliament Funkadelic when I see what you guys are doing. It's like a blend of so many things, but you do it the way you want to do it.
Thanks, man. I don't know. That's what's so fun about this. You could get
yeah,
away with anything.
yeah.
We could wear whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, like yeah, they're in a band, that's why, or whatever. It's like there are like no rules. So just like I don't know, like push that to the max. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We could literally, I could, you know, go on stage in my underwear and it'll be totally fine because we play in a band. You know what I mean? Like no other job in the world can you do that. I don't think.
I personally like I find like we write our own songs, I think and so a lot of the times like they are personal and vulnerable topics. So it's just like, believe it or not, we're actually kind of shy. And so like for me personally, it's hard to get on stage and like pour my heart and soul out just like that. But the minute I throw on like 3 pounds of makeup and like I have my hair in front of my eyes as a shelter, I could do anything and I could tell any story from the deepest part of my soul. So for me, it's a little bit of like a, not protection, but I don't know, like
armor.
Armor, that's what it is. So but I like color and exploring different looks anyway, so it all works out. Yeah.
It's kind of like Clark Kent having the glasses and suit on, but the second that we need them, boom, it's Superman. And that's what I think about you guys too. When you hit the stage, like I said, it's crazy fun. And the fans really get into it. How did you circulate that? I know we just talked about the music itself, but it's one thing to say, yeah, I want to play music and, we're original, we're doing things, but the fans get so into it. In fact, if I remember correctly, I actually didn't introduce you guys. I got somebody from the audience because they were just so excited to see you guys. I figured there was no way I could do it. Let one of the fans introduce y'all.
I think if you just do what you love and you have fun and you're sincere about it and you're just like, this is me, take it or leave it, like people will relate because we're talking about our stories, our songs or stories of just like real life. And so I think people end up winding up feeling like, oh, I get it because I've lived through that. Right. I do feel despair sometimes. I do want to feel hope or whatever. Sometimes I just want to lose my mind. But yeah, we're just enjoying the ride. Believe it or not, we're not very strategic or nor do we have anything figured out, or every time we try to plan something, it doesn't work. So we just kind of go with the flow. We just keep putting out the best music that means the most to us. And if the world can connect, and that's a huge bonus. And that's it. We're just kind of like on this ride and it's just been exhilarating.
You talk about it is a great ride too. And we talked about again the music. Who's the primary writer? How do you guys write? How do you put it together, especially being siblings? It's probably different from say if you were, somebody who lived here and somebody who lived there who became friends. It's probably a difference because I would think that being, in the same family, there's got to be some kind of, how do I put it? There's a mental connection and then there's a little bit of rivalry that goes on at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you nailed it on the head. There's definitely that's a part of it. I think the biggest advantage we have working together is that there are no like filters and there's no like respect. And there's no like we don't have to be careful with anything we say to each other. We're at a level where it's like, so as far as who writes, we both write. We both come in with ideas. We both have like very like rough kind of sketches of like song ideas, and then we bounce around in the room like together. That's kind of how it usually goes. Sometimes it starts with the lyrics, and then it starts like a musical kind of like idea, and we kind of like build it from there. But I think we both know that we just really want what we feel at least is our best as a band. So there's no like tiptoeing on like what our opinions are of someone's idea. We will like tear each other apart.
But there's no ego. There's like zero ego. Yeah. So it makes it easy. It's hard sometimes, but it's yeah, you can't.
I mean, if I have to tour with my sister, like this music we better love this music. All right, because it's not about anything else.
I love it. Who came up with the name for the group? Because it is unusual.
I think it was you, right?
Yeah, I think I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I came up with that name. It was just I think we just it's a reminder of how many crazy ups and downs there are as in many, people's lives. But in music, it is like, man, you have like the highest highs, and then like the next day could be like completely a different feeling when you wake up, when like reality hits, or like, So yeah, I think just the manic element of it came from that. Just from how like sometimes you feel like you are like unstoppable. And then like it takes one phone call or one like rejection to be like, oh man, what are you doing? So I think that just really is a constant on our journey. That's always going to be there. There's always going to be the downer days, and then there's going to be the days that you feel like you're on fire. And And we like the idea of it being a club.
Absolutely.
Like,
that's my favorite part.
Because it literally is, like you said, the few people that get us, until now, it's like really are like really a part of what we do. And we're in contact with like so many people constantly online, and it's like really like this like small club we're trying to create. So that's it. That's where
You're
the name came
creating
from.
it, man. It's not just it's a family to me. The way I see these fans connecting with y'all. And so when we're talking about the music too, who's the producer for you guys? Because I think I know who he is too.
So our EP so we've got the single coming out, and a full EP comes out probably in September. Will be the full EP. This last EP was produced by Gavin Brown, and he's here in Toronto, and it was a wicked experience. We absolutely like loved working with him, and
yeah,
you know,
Gavin's a
he's great.
genius. And you know what? And he's the last guy you would think when you see him going, like he's the producer. But once he starts working, like I said, he is a musical genius. What did you learn from him that you guys can take to the future in writing and producing yourselves?
Good question.
I don't know. I have my own personal take on that. We had worked with producers before that were just like, "You guys are so good."
Yeah, he's the first person that wasn't really impressed by us.
I can see that.
You guys are amazing. I'm so happy to be producing you. He was different.
That doesn't surprise.
He definitely gives you tough love, and you know what? I like to think it's the best stuff we've ever recorded, so I really appreciate it. It's funny because Gavin was in this room actually towards the end and asked us, "So we're almost done. What do you think? And how was this experience?" I was like, honestly, like I've never been more stressed or self-doubting in my life, and I feel like his face just dropped. He's like, "No, no, no, that's not my goal," and I'm like, "No, no, but thank you," because maybe being from like strict parents or whatever, like tough love actually kind of works on us. Or like that's how we get the job done. I think so. It was a very unique experience. He played drums on the songs, and nice. Yeah, it was cool. It was very cool. Yeah.
What's also cool is you guys got a new single out right now. Let's make this part official. What's the name of the new single, and what is it about? And how do you think it represents you guys now in your careers?
Oh, the song is called Story. We're releasing the video at the end of this week. It's everything about this song is it's the most personal, biographical song, most vulnerable, most stress inducing release because it is so personal. The video was the most just near death experience. We shot it in one night in Los Angeles with some friends, and everything about this is very extreme. And I think maybe that's where we are in our career right now. I don't know. But I'm interested to see what everyone thinks of the video and the song. And well, the song's out, but yeah, it's called Sorry.
The video really came together again, like, not super planned. We knew we had this one friend who's a filmmaker we wanted to work with, and a couple of friends who were like gonna be a part of it. But I mean, like, we used a friend's loft that you can't set design. It's just like insane, and it's like we had no idea where we were gonna shoot. We were gonna plan on like just doing something basic, and it ended up working out amazing.
Shout out to Victor Wild.
Victor Wild. It's like crazy. LA, in the video too. LA fashion designer. We use his apartment and like his atelier, and then we're like, actually, want to be in this video because this guy's amazing.
He's incredible. There's no one like him.
And then we realized for a scene that was actually easier to get a real firearm on set as opposed to like a cinema firearm. So that was interesting, David. I don't know if we've said that yet. So you have something there. Here's an exclusive for you. There are real guns on set. That was making us pretty nervous. Actually, everything's pretty
real
on set. When you watch the video, it'll make sense.
Can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. But as we speak, when this interview is going to be originally posted, it's going to be on the same day as I do believe you guys are going to be at the Rivoli on as we speak, June 21st. Yeah.
Yes.
What's the show going to be like? And of course, you're somewhere very iconic in Toronto.
Okay, so it's on Queen West. It's my favorite street in the city. We are leaving the following week, in a week and a half or so.
Yeah, like first week of July.
We're going to be in Europe. So this is our like last show before we take off for the summer. Then we're back later on. But anyway, I think it's going to be a fun night. We're playing with Hot Lips. We played with them before. They're super great people, great music. And Primitive Evolution, we never played with, but I've heard their stuff online. It's definitely
Yeah,
unique.
it's gonna be a good night of music.
And yeah, it's kind of going to be like a little house party. So I know there's still some tickets available. We're on first. We're on at 8:30 p.m. And but then the night's going to go late. We're going to be there and we're going to be hanging out the whole night. It's going to be a fun one for sure.
Oh yeah. Had you guys played the Rivoli before? Just curious.
We have not played the
I
Rivoli.
don't think we have. No.
Because here's the thing, when you're playing at, I mean, there are certain venues who have survived all the craziness that has been going on last couple of years. Rivoli definitely doing that. And I don't know if you know the history behind it, but there have been some iconic Canadian bands and iconic bands around the world that have played there. How does it feel now adding your name to that list of iconic artists to be performing at the Rivoli?
Well, now that you mentioned it, now I'm nervous. I had thought about it until 10 seconds ago. Well, I'm going to be walking out of here a little bit taller, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I hope we don't let down the legacy. We have some surprises. We have some great people on stage with us. Just we're ready. We're like ready to be tagged in.
I love it. As we wrap this up, you guys mentioned you're heading to Europe. What's the rest of 2024 looking like? Heading into fall and even winter. What are we going to be looking at?
So we've got some recording in August that we're going to be just like getting ready for laying down some new songs that we've been working on while all of this has been going on, all these like live shows we've been doing. In September, we're back playing some shows here and the East United States. So we got some like East Coast shows around the States as well as like here, like Toronto, London, Hamilton.
Yeah.
So that's like what the fall looks like. And kind of like, a lot of factors, a lot of things depend on the things that go before, right? So we'll see where that takes us.
Yeah, we're doing a collab with someone actually in Europe. We met them through because we just got International Portuguese Music Award for Video of the Year. Yeah. So being at that show, it was actually in the States, and we connected with a bunch of musicians there, and we're going to be working on a song over the summer with someone over in Portugal. So I don't know when that'll come out, but we're working on it in July, so that'll be cool too.
One last question before we wrap up. I don't remember our conversation at the holiday party we were at, but I asked you guys if you were going to release a holiday song. And you kind of went back and forth on it. So now I want to put it to you in this interview. What are the chances of you guys recording a holiday song for 2024? If not for 2024, maybe for 2025. Because I'm going to keep bugging you until you do it.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
That's the possibility.
I mean, we love the holidays. So yeah, we might whip something up for sure.
Okay, fingers are crossed. Look, have a great show at the Rivoli. I know you guys are going to tear it up. Like I said, I've seen what you guys can do, and have fun in Europe. Congrats on the new single. Just congratulations on everything you're doing, because you guys are representing how artists are supposed to do it and being successful at what you do and love, and you're bringing us all into it, and we all definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much for the interview, but thank you for what you're doing for music.
Thank you so much. Thank you. See you soon.
All right.